Hello, y'all. This is Julian Rica. Currently, I am watching Tennessee and Ohio State. Right now, it is 21-3 in the second quarter. It is sports news, December 21st, 2024. You might want to hop into these sports news because, yeah, I have not seen any one of y'all check out my last sports news. I'm very disappointed of y'all. But if y'all can at least see this video, I will give y'all a like button, subscribe to my channel, and also shout out to you guys. Our story of the day goes to Rickey Henderson from the Major League Baseball, Major League MLB's all-time stolen bases leader, has died at the age of 65. Henderson is a 10-time All-Star player, 3-time Silver Slugger award winner, 2-time World Series champion, and 1990 American League MVP. His nickname was Man of Steel. Basically, he had 1,406 steals in his 15 years in the Major League Baseball career. So, with 1,406 steals, 2,295 runs scored, and 81 leadoff homers, are tops in Major League history. And Rickey Henderson, one of the I would say one of the greatest players to ever play baseball in the history of Major League Baseball. Because what he did in the in those in his time in Oakland, he came in and steal bases. Basically, you go to first base, try to get a second base. You gotta be the smart guy to get to the to second base, and Rickey Henderson is that kind of smart guy. Um, a moment of silence for Rickey Henderson and to his family for the passing of one of the best MLB players, the greatest or all-time stolen bases leader of all time. Rickey Henderson has passed away at the age of 65. All right, let's continue on. Let's get to these other baseball news. The D-backs have acquired all-star first baseman Josh Naylor from Cleveland. The Guardians will be sending Josh Naylor to Arizona. Also, they're sending in another player from Arizona to Cleveland. So, Josh Naylor will be flying from Cleveland to Arizona. The Yankees have been busy this offseason, including the Mets. Shout out to the Mets. They've been busy also. They bring in Paul Goldschmidt on a 1-year, $12.5 million deal. If I were to say who's the winners of Major League Baseball free agency, I would say both New York Yankees and both the Mets. Why? The Mets make a world record signing in Juan Soto. Not only that, the Yankees brought Cody Bellinger from the Cubs, and they're bringing in players who they're built to win a World Series. And again, I think this is where I think the Yankees are really a World Series title contenders. I know last season it didn't end well, but if their players stay healthy, I think they can win the World Series for this upcoming season. Let's go to the NBA. And Spurs are keep an eye on DeAndre Fox aiming uncertain future with the Kings. Now he is in his final year of his contract. Of course, he did decline a 3-year extension with the Kings, so he did not request a trade. But if he does, San Antonio is one of those teams to look at to acquire DeAndre Fox. And Fox, Chris Paul, and then Victor Wembanyama, and then Stephen Castle. Ooh, that's a team I would love to see. But if they do trade Chris Paul, for example, to the Kings, that would make sense because yeah, you try to have a young, talented team in San Antonio. But for the Kings, all questions on them and Fox. All right, let's go to the Premier League. Manchester City suffered a ninth loss in 12 games with the Aston Villa defeat. I'll give Spanish Rico in the moment after I get to the soccer scores. Top one, ninth loss in 12 games. Now their only win was against Nottingham Forest, which that was in Etihad. And then how about this? Not only they lost today, but if you remember last Sunday, they lost to Manchester United on Derby Day. Not sure what Pep Guardiola is up to, but it's not working very well in Manchester City. Nottingham Forest continues to give expectations with a win at Brentford. Nottingham Forest surprising. They're going from 17 to now in the top four, and all the talk is, can they go to Champions League football? And I don't know. I think they still have to. They still need to show they can beat these big clubs. But for now, I think I would give it a 50-50 chance. Yeah, a 50-50 chance. Alexander Isak fires a hat trick as Newcastle inflates a heavy defeat on Ipswich. 3 goals for Alexander Isak as they win it against Ipswich. Gabriel Jesus has bullied Crystal Palace once again to breathe lift into Arsenal's title bid. They won 5-1 in that title race. And against Crystal Palace as they're trying to keep up in the title race. And finally, our other story in the Premier League, as of recorded right now, Southampton has turned to Ivan Juric to bid as the new manager. Now, Ivan Juric, who recently took the role as a Roma manager after the events of Daniel Del Rosa's fire or sack, you can say in English football way. But then after 15 matches or 19 matches, they sack him, and now he's going to Southampton, which in a team like this, I'm not sure. They got to do some work in the transfer window on January, and if they're going to bring some good players, they have to start bringing in good players right away. And then also, good to know La Liga, Atletico snatched a last gap win over Barcelona to top the La Liga, which I'll give you the standings on Spanish Rico 2 as well. So 2-1 win Atletico Madrid. In the Serie A, Napoli takes the top spot after a convincing win. Lazio also beat Ligue, which we'll get to that again, to the scores. Spanish Rico, take it away, and then I'll translate that Spanish to you. Saludos a todos que nunca vean con yo soy español Julián. Vamos en la Premier League. Aston Villa ganó 2-1 contra Manchester City. Manchester City perdió 9 de 12 juegos desde que Pep Guardiola firmó ese 2-año extension. Brentford perdió contra Nottingham Forest 2-0. Newcastle destruyó Ipswich 4-0. West Ham y Brighton empataron 1-1. Y Arsenal haciendo una 5 contra Crystal Palace 5-1. Liverpool en primer lugar por 36 puntos. Segundo lugar Chelsea con 34 puntos. Arsenal 33 en puntos en third place. Nottingham Forest con 31 puntos en cuarto lugar. Aston Villa en quinto lugar por 28 puntos. Manchester City en número 6 con 27 puntos. Número 7 a Newcastle con 26 puntos. Número 8 a Bournemouth con 25. Número 9 en Brighton con 25. Y Fulham en 10 lugar con 24 puntos. Allá en la Liga, Atlético Madrid ganó 2-1 contra Barcelona. Nico Williams y el Atlético Club ganó contra Osman 2-1. El Atlético Madrid en primer lugar por 41 puntos. Barcelona en segundo lugar por 38 puntos. Real Madrid en tercer lugar con 37 puntos. Atlético Club en cuarto lugar con 36. Malasquelia en quinto lugar en 30 puntos. Villarreal en sexto en 27 puntos. Real Sociedad en 7 lugar con 25 puntos. Girona en 8 con 25 puntos. Osama en 9 lugar con 25 puntos. Y Celtic Vigo en 10 lugar en 24 puntos. Allá en la Bundesliga, primero lugar venga a Bayern Múnich. En segundo lugar, Bayern Leverkusen. Frankfurt en tercer lugar. RB Leipzig en número 4. El Madsen en quinto lugar. Warners en sixth place. Borussia Mönchengladbach en segundo lugar. Eintracht Frankfurt en CF Freiburg en 8 lugar. Stuttgart en número 9, Dortmund en número 10. Y luego en la Serie A, Napoli con 38 puntos en primer lugar, Atalanta en segundo lugar con 35 puntos, Inter con 34 puntos, Lazio en cuarto lugar con 34 puntos, Feyenoord en quinto lugar con 31 puntos, Juventus en sixth place con 28 puntos, Bolonia en 7 lugar con 28 puntos, AC Milan en 8 lugar con 26 puntos, Udinese en 9 lugar en 20 puntos y Ampolopo 10 lugar con 90 puntos. Es todo por hoy, Julián. Te voy a vuelta contigo. Thank you, Spanish Rico. I will say again, the scores are there. Aston Villa won 2-1 against Man City. Forest 2-0 against Brentford. Newcastle 4-0 to Ipswich. Drew in West Ham Brighton. Arsenal 5-1 to Crystal Palace. And then other side, Atletico Madrid 2-1 over Barcelona. Atletico Club 2-1 over Asmund. Manson takedowns on Frankfurt in 3-1 win. Bayern Leverkusen 5-1 over Frankfurt. Napoli 2-1 over Girona. Lazio 2-1 over Ligue. And the standings, I will hopefully send you the standings, the updated standings for sports news. That is it for today, folks. And if you want to see more of my sports news, if you have not seen my college football predictions, go ahead and check that out for round 1. And again, hit that like button, subscribe to my channel, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.